Good morning and welcome back to our channel. Very glad to be here with you again in another video and a new topic. If you remember, I asked you to improve your English by listening to native speakers, whether from talk shows, podcasts, even films are gonna help. So you have to do that to make your English involve more idioms and slangs so that you can make yourself sound like a native speaker. If you didn't do that, in this video I'm going to provide you with 10 idioms about time. I divided these idioms into three groups. The first group is about doing something very quickly as soon as possible, maybe because you have a deadline or it's very essential or maybe it's urgent. And the second group is about having plenty of time. The last one is about idioms which have a functional equivalent in Arabic, so they are common in English and in Arabic, so you can understand them easily even if I will not give you examples. So let's get started. So let's start with the first group, which is about doing something as soon as possible and sometimes in no time. The first and second idioms have the same meaning. They are a race against the time and to work against the clock. Both mean that you have to finish doing something before the deadline, before a particular day or a particular hour. For example, there is always a race against the time in TOEFL exam. Or you have to work against the clock to answer each section in IELTS exam. The third idiom is to want something yesterday. If you say that I want something yesterday, that means I want it in no time because it is very urgent. Let's imagine that there is a crime and the detective has some doubts about a person. So he may say something like, I want his phone bills and the websites he has recently searched. And I want them yesterday means in no time, as soon as possible. The second group is about doing something, maybe without having a deadline. You have plenty of time to do something. The first idiom in this group is take your time. That means don't be in a hurry. In fact, I always use this idiom when my students ask me for extra time, extra 5 minutes in any exam. So they say, Miss, can we have another 5 minutes? We're about to finish. I reply, yes, take your time, but do your best. Be that kind of teachers. Don't be so tough. The fifth idiom is in my own time. It simply means that you don't have a deadline. You do something when you have free time. You do something without caring about how much it takes to be done. So for example, if someone asked me to translate an article saying that, Fadia, please, could you translate this article for me? I reply, yes, of course, but I'll do that in my own time. It means don't give me a deadline. When I have free time, I'm going to translate this article for you. The sixth idiom is to have time in your hand. Of course, you can replace the possessive pronoun you with any other possessive pronoun. You can say on your hand, on her hand, on my hand, etc. To have time on your hand simply means to have too much time to do something. For example, I don't have time on my hand to make new friends or to hang out with my family. Maybe that's why people think that I'm an arrogant woman. Let's move to the third group. As I mentioned before, these idioms are very common in English and in Arabic. I mean, they have a functional equivalent in Arabic. So please, if you can't translate any of the common idioms functionally, write your translation in the comments section. So, the first idiom is third time is a charm. It simply means the third try is successful. For example, hi Joan, Did you ask your girlfriend for a date? Yes, I asked her twice, but she refused. Well, John, don't you know? Third time is a charm. Number 8. Time flies. It means time passes very quickly. It does actually. Recently, we can't even believe that a year consists of 12 months. You believe that time flies when you watch your children growing very fast. Or maybe when you recognize that your hair turns grey like mine. Sometimes I talk to myself saying, I can't believe that I'm 30 years old. God, how time flies. Number 9. To move with the times. It means to remain modern, to accept the new ideas, to live like people around you nowadays, to cope with the new practices so that you can live with others. Grandparents can't do that. Consequently, they angrily criticize everything we do. Why? Because they can't move with the times. Make sense? So this is the meaning of to move with the times. The 10th idiom is make time. That means create time. Make an amount of time available for someone or to do something. It's usually a reply to the statement, I don't have time. Actually, my followers on Instagram always text me saying that, please, what can I do or what can we do? We don't have time to improve our English. I always reply that please make time. Sometimes you have to make time in order to work hard on your plan so that you can achieve your goals. Okay, that's it for today. These are the 10 idioms about time. I believe that they are very common in English. If you haven't heard about them before, that means you need to listen more and to read more about English, because the more you listen, the more you read, the more fluent you will be and the more familiar you will be with idioms and slangs commonly used in English. Thank you for watching and see you in another video.